Not quite ready. What's up, guys? Hold on one second. Kind of started early. Hey, Bernie, you're always the first one. I love it. Bernie 304 in South Africa? Is that where you're at? SA. I probably should know this. I feel like you've probably told me before. One second. Okay, so oh, that's right. I knew that. We were talking about it last time. I'm sorry. I knew that. So did you guys watch it? Let's watch this again together. Sorry, I was trying to get it when they were Law and Crime was gonna do it live. Not live, but when they were gonna first play it, but I didn't have everything ready. I hesitated and I was like, should I wait till after or during? And then I just waited too long. And then they were like, oh, we got the video. And I was like, oh shoot. So let's play it. I have the whole thing. Um So let's watch this while we're waiting for some people to get in. We'll just discuss it for a little bit. I probably won't be that long of a live because I'm getting ready for my trip tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow. Hence, God, look at me. I look like a mess, but I don't know. I just kind of, this is what I slept in. Anyway, hey, Tam Tam. How are you? Hey, Mark. Hey, Bernie. Hey, Maurice. How many of you guys watched it? The Bryan Kohberger. I don't know if I should I wait a couple minutes but till everybody gets in, but I'm guessing most people already seen it. But I do want to watch it again with you guys. And don't mind my oh my god, it looks like I have like a homeless lady that didn't brush. Yeah, right. That's what I always look like pretty much, huh? Hey Mariska. No, going to Pennsylvania. We're going camping in Pennsylvania. Man, we're going camping in Pennsylvania. Meet we usually we try to like meet halfway, but I have went there. She came to Ohio last time, but we went to Cleveland. Um anyway. All right, so all right, let's watch it real quick. You guys don't mind. Oh, thanks, Katie. You guys don't mind watching it again, right? I kind of wanted to watch it with you guys. It's only like 12. I mean, it's not long. It's like what, 13 minutes long. So let's watch it. I want to and sometimes we catch new things watching it again. You know what I'm saying? His reaction is what I was focused on and I had some thoughts as I was like watching it. But then at the end, how they stood silent, I have some thoughts on that, which kind of reversed what I was thinking watching his reaction, which is, I don't know. I'm so confused. Oh, thanks, Amy. Okay, let's watch it. I'm gonna play it, guys. You ready? Here we go.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Good morning, everybody.
Want to say, shoot, this one didn't catch him walking in, which, man, I thought I caught that part in this when because I kind of recorded it because I wanted to, I upped the audio because it was really loud. So I threw it in my editor and upped the audio and I missed the part of him walking in. But like when he walked in, he looked so mad. Like he was like, and if you notice, like watching, he looks so mad. And I hate how they have this angle again. Why don't they have it front? Like, this is how they had his last hearing from the side. It makes me so mad. Like, come on, put the video in front, like, so we could see his reaction, you know? But I mean, we could see enough of it, I guess. He looks mad. And when they're reading like the charges and saying like the names of all the victims, like he looks mad almost. So my first reaction was like, is he mad? Because like, I do think he's guilty. I know there's a lot of people that don't. They think that he could be framed. But like then I started doubting. I'm like, is he really mad because they're freaking charging him for something he didn't do or something? Like he looks mad. But then the fact that he stood silent, if you look up what that means, um, for one thing, it means that they don't take a stance on being guilty or not. And specifically to this case, they said, because I watched like Long Crime and their thoughts on it, and they think it's because the death penalty is still up on the table. So they don't want to say guilty and then not be able to take a deal for the death penalty. Because if the death penalty is on, if they decide to do the death penalty, then usually a lot of the times the defendant, they want to make some kind of deal with that. And if they say guilty, then they can't make a deal. It'll be harder to make a deal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, or not guilty, sorry. If they say not guilty, and then it'll be like, well, what? Oh, no, you said not guilty. Like, we're not going to give, you know what I'm saying? So, but like in general, I looked it up and it just means they don't take a stance on being guilty or not. So it's like, if I was not freaking guilty, I'm sorry, I would go up there and say loud and clear, not guilty. Like, I would be so, like, so mad and being like, no, not guilty. Like, if I was framed or something, I would say it so loud and be so like, make sure I am not freaking guilty. So that makes me think he is. But I have always thought he was. But I just know, like, of course, I'm always open. I'm always open to, other possibilities. And there is like a lot of people that think he could be framed. So I always have that in the back of my head. But I always lean more towards his guilt. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna play it now. Sorry. I just wanted to just watch his reaction when they say the names of the victims. Like, he just seems really mad. All right.
We have some people on Zoom here too, so we'll be high. Okay, let's get on the record, please. Thank you. Okay, we are now on the record in State of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger, CR 29222803. Mr. Kohberger is in the courtroom along with his attorney, Ms. Taylor. I believe also part of the team is Jay Logston and Elisa Massa, who is participating by Zoom, I believe. The state is represented by Mr. Thompson, Lake County Prosecutor's Office, or Prosecuting Attorney. Ms. Jennings is of that office too, Lake County Prosecutor's Office. Also part of that team is Ingrid Beatty and Jeff Nye, both from the Idaho Attorney General's Office. I'm John Judge. If you don't know me, I'm a Lake County District Judge, and I'll be presiding over this case. So, Mr. Kohberger, you've already heard a lot of what I'm going to tell you at your initial appearance, but I'll repeat it to you because it's important, and I want to remind you of these issues. So I'll briefly cover your rights, the charges against you, and the maximum penalties if you are found guilty or if you plead guilty. So I'm going to start with the rights. You have a constitutional right to have an attorney represent you throughout these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, then one is appointed at public expense. Ms. Taylor and her team have already been appointed, so that's taken care of. You have a right to a speedy and public jury trial where the state would be required to prove every element of each charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the right to cross-examine the witnesses called against you. That means to see, hear, and question them, to call witnesses to testify for you, and if you choose to testify in your own defense. But you're not required to testify because you also have a right of silence. That right is protected under the Idaho and federal constitutions, so you can remain silent throughout these court proceedings, and that can't be held against you in any way. What you do need to remember, though, is that anything you do say, other than to your lawyers, could be used against you in a later court proceeding. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. You also have a right to appeal any final decision of the court. In order to exercise that right, you need to file a notice of appeal within 42 days of that final decision, or that right is waived. Also, if you are not a United States citizen, Any finding of guilt in this state could have adverse consequences to your legal status. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Any questions about the rights?
No.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kohberger. So let's go to the indictment. Do you have a copy of the indictment in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you see in the heading your name there. Is that your correctly spelled complete name?
Yes, it is.
Is that the correct birth date underneath your name?
Yes.
Are those the correct last 4 digits of your Social Security number?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to read you the charges on the indictment. Starting with count 1, burglary. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-1401 and 1403. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did unlawfully enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder. Count 2, murder in the first degree. That is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogan, from which she died. Count 3, murder in the first degree, a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Kayla Gonzalez, a human being, by stabbing Kayla Gonzalez, from which she died. Count 4, murder in the first degree. That's a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Alleging that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Zana Kernodle. Excuse me. This is hard. I'm sorry. Zana Kernodle, a human being, by stabbing Zana Kernodle, from which she died. Count 5, murder in the first degree. This is a felony under Idaho Code Section 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. This alleges that you, on or about November 13, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died. This is signed on May 16, 2023, by the presiding grand jury. So now I'm going to go to the maximum penalties of each charge, starting with count 1, burglary, minimum 1 year, up to 10 years in imprisonment, fine of up to $50,000 for both fine and imprisonment, restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime. For counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, murder in the first degree, maximum penalties, life in prison, or the death penalty. Fine of up to $50,000 for both fine and life in prison or the death penalty. Restitution for the victim's economic losses resulting from the crime, Also, additional fine of up to $5,000 to be paid directly to the victim's families. If you are found guilty or plead guilty on each charge, and the maximum sentences are imposed consecutively, that means one right after the other, you could be facing 10 years in prison, followed by 4 consecutive life sentences or death penalty, fines of up to $200,000 and $20,000 to be paid directly to the families with any restitution resulting from the crimes. Okay. Mr. Kohberger, do you understand the charge in count 1, burglary?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 2, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 3, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 4, murder in the first degree?
Yes.
Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Do you understand the charge in count 5, murder in
Yes.
the first degree? Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Taylor, is Mr. Kohberger prepared to plead to these charges?
Your Honor, we will be standing silent.
Okay, because Mr. Kohberger is standing silent, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on each charge, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, at this juncture, the state has 60 days to give notice of intention to seek the death penalty. And Mr. Kohberger has a constitutional and statutory right to a speedy trial. So let's start with you, Ms. Taylor, and then Mr. Thompson to discuss some scheduling.
Your Honor, we'd ask the court to set this trial at the very outside of the speedy trial, right? We're not prepared to do anything but ask the court to do that today.
Okay. I counted out, and that will be November.
I have not counted it out, Your Honor, but I believe that would be about November 22nd and some maybe November 20th, something around there. So I'd ask the court to set it for an October trial date.
How long do you think it'll take to try the case?
My best guess is it would take at least 4 weeks, maybe 6.
So you'd like me to set this for a 6-week trial?
At this point, I would, Your Honor.
Well, and in order to do so, I will have to get rid of some of the other jury trials I have, but this is more critical and more important. So, Mr. Thompson, what's your...
Those trial dates are workable for the state judge.
Thank you. About October 2nd, starting at 3 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for 6 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else we need to address today, Ms. Taylor?
Not with regard to the trial study, no.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you. Thompson?
Nothing to say at this time, Your Honor.
All right. So with that, by the way, I do want to let everybody know, if they don't already know this, that once the grand jury issued the indictment, the preliminary hearing scheduled to start on June 26th was no longer needed and was vacated. So some people are confused about that. So I thank counsel and the media and the public for your attention and respect. So we are adjourned. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, it's on mute. Okay, so yeah, isn't it weird how some people they'll have in handcuffs and then some they won't, and some people do you remember the school shooter's parents? They would not let them unhandcuffed, which I thought was ridiculous. It's like, but you're gonna let I don't know, yeah. I don't I think it just depends on the judge and the court and stuff. I thought it was a little extreme on that case, how they even asked to be unhandcuffed and they wouldn't let them. It's like, what? I don't know if what was the guy's name? Wait. It was the one where the parents hid out, the ones where they got arrested for I forget what the charges were, but yeah, they would not. Um yeah, he was. It did look like he was shackled, yeah. But I mean, everybody's saying innocent till proven guilty, so he isn't guilty of anything yet, you know? And we know that, Mary Jane. We're just giving our opinions. I'm open to other things, but I'm allowed to have an opinion. And my opinion is I do think they got the right guy, but I'm open to, my mind can change. My mind has changed a lot on cases where new things get presented, or once I see all the evidence, then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, maybe not. I'm hoping they have more than obviously the arrest affidavit is not uh the complete totality of what they have. I hope not. So when the trial comes and we see the evidence, then maybe my opinion will change, because maybe they'll not have crap and I'll be like, wait, there's too much doubt. But I'm hoping they do have a lot for them, making this charge. Um, but that's what these live streams are for us to discuss. So if Mary, you are going to have people that have opinions, and so hopefully you're okay. Just like you have an opinion he's innocent, we have opinion. Like some of us think maybe they probably do have the right guy. But like I said, I'm open, but I just hopefully you're open too. I agree with it too, but I hate how all those things coming out without proof. What things have coming out? I'm not even sure what you mean, all the things coming out. What things are you referring to? Um, I'm just leaning more towards, yeah, I think they got the right guy. But like I said, we'll see when we see the evidence. Hopefully they have more than what I'm guessing they do. So, but yeah, so those of you, I see people in chat. So the reason that we think that they did stand silent is because, yeah, the death penalty is still on the table. And until they know, the specifics, they don't want to say not guilty and then not be able to make a deal or a plea, if the death penalty is on the table, which does kind of show you though that maybe they aren't that confident. Because think about it, if they are so confident that they could prove that he's innocent, then who cares if the death penalty is on the table or not? They should feel confident either way though, don't you think? You know what I'm saying? So even if the death penalty is, if the fact that you think they would still take the deal if they felt really strongly that, he's innocent, and he was, let's say he is innocent, just because the death penalty is on the table. And I know people do. I know it happens where innocent people take plea deals, for stuff like that. I know it happens. It sucks. I hate when I hear stuff like that where you find out somebody's innocent and they've spent so much time in prison or they're fighting to get out and there's so much proof that they're innocent. But what I'm saying is, if he indeed is innocent, okay, and they think they could prove it, and the death penalty, they do decide on the death penalty, then why would they even want to take a deal? If I'm innocent, it's worth fighting, right? But everybody's different. I would still want to fight it if I'm innocent, but I don't know. Never mind, because I I take that back because I have a personal account, but mine wasn't. I had to plead guilty for something that I was innocent for, and I did it to get like. But see, my deal was, I'm not going to go to prison for the rest of my life and be put to death. It was, I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky. It happens though. It does happen. People are afraid, like, oh shoot, I'm already guilty in the public opinion. Like if I go and I'm innocent, let's say he is innocent and I go, I could still be charged, convicted. I mean, I get it, but I would fight it. Screw it. It's not worth it. Yeah, me too. But everybody's different. I know, Mary. I know. Watts murder case is mess. But I would just think though, if he was, that he would still fight it, even if the death penalty is on the table. That's all. Um, I know, I agree, Blonde. I do. But maybe his lawyer, that's the advice that she gave him, and they thought that was the best decision, which I guess they don't have to until they know these specifics. So maybe, maybe they just wanted to see what's going on. But I think by now they should have like the discovery. They should have like most of the evidence, right? So they should already know what the state has to know if they have what they have on them, to kind of know like, okay, if death penalty, what would we do? Okay, so that means it looks like if they do that, they're probably gonna maybe take a deal, maybe, right? I don't know. I mean, I guess they still don't have to, but I guess they just want to keep that option open, maybe. But who knows? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, well, thanks, Ava. I think the thing is, Lisa, he always looks like that. Like he always has that same look. Like he does not, even in like all the body cam that we have, he's got that same expression. Like he doesn't change. Just I don't know. Like yeah, he almost looked identical to the first hearing we had. Same angle, same everything. I think his hair might be a little longer, but that's about it. I mean, they should have a lot of it. The indictment, you don't think that, because they have to be working on it. Like October is coming soon. I hope that they have it soon because that's coming soon. They need to like build a defense. They need to know all the evidence. So I would say that I would think they have a lot of it already. I would hope, especially to make a plea, like guilty or not. They should have most of the evidence, right? So they know what they're getting into, taking like saying guilty or not guilty. I mean, I would think they would have a lot of it, but anyway, at least the majority. Of course, there's always little things that come up where they add it and stuff like that or find it, but I mean, I would think they have the majority of the bulk of what the case is based on. Um, so okay, so the people like Mary Jane and who else? Love wait, what was her name? Love MJ2. So who do you think it is though? Do you guys have any idea? Like you guys think he's innocent? So who are you thinking maybe is the one that is guilty? Do you have any idea of what, like in your opinion? Because these are all just opinions. You're allowed to say something and then it could change. I mean, or you could be wrong. It's not a big deal. That's what true crime. We just like to discuss our opinions. Unless if I'm saying something's a fact, but I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm saying this is my opinion. I do think, in my opinion, that he's the guy, but I'm open to other possibilities. So who do you think it could be? See, I'm thinking there's going to be thinking he had like this very morbid curiosity of what it felt, what it was going to feel like to kill somebody before and after, like the build up. And I know, I mean, my opinions are coming from, you know, his studies and stuff, his research, which I mean, that's all we really have. We don't have much on him, right? So I'm thinking he might have had this really morbid curiosity, like, okay, what does it feel like leading up, the anticipation, and then actually killing somebody? Then after, what do you feel like? He wanted to know all those feelings, and he had this curiosity of acting it out and seeing, you know, all everything that goes along with it. And I think maybe he picked them because there's some connection. Maybe one of them went out with him. Maybe one of them turned him down. Maybe one of them, you know, gave him a dirty look or did something where he had to pick some victims. And for some reason, he picked at least one of those people in the house. The other ones, like I said, could be collateral damage. They were just there. I mean, who knows? But that's just my opinion. It's the only thing I could think of, that he just had this, you know, this very strong urge of acting it out and seeing what it feels like, before and after and just during and just seeing, um, but I don't know the connection yet. If it was like a or my opinion, I don't know any of it, but, like, in my opinion, I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the connection? Is it, like, more than just, like, somebody like a bypass or like, "Oh, she waited on me," or I saw her walking by, or I said hi to her, she gave me a dirty look, or something, you know what I'm saying? Or was it more? Did they go out? Did he go out with one of them? Was he actually friends with one of them? Did he party with one of them? I mean, I don't know, but there's some reason he picked them, you know, or he picked one of them, at least, in my opinion. Um, oh, really? You don't think it's his first? See, I think it is his first for some reason, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I guess they don't really have any others yet, but I do think it's his first, in my opinion. And I do think he just had, yeah, he had that urge and curiosity, like a lot of killer. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like an act of passion or like a reason for doing it. It was more like the reason was to kill. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, "Oh, it's an ex-girlfriend." Of course, I feel like he picked one of them for a reason, maybe, like, they turned him down or whatever, but that wasn't the reason. He already wanted to kill somebody, and yet he was you know what I'm saying? He had to pick who, and that's who he picked, but, like, it wasn't, like, for a purpose, like, you know, "Oh, to rob him." Act of passion, and that kind of a thing. So yeah. So people like that do kill again, but I don't know why I think this is his first, and he probably would have done it again if it's him. Whoever did it, I feel like. Um, yeah, he could have had a little, like, crush on her, and then she wouldn't even look at him or whatever. Some reason he picked her. I don't even know who I'm saying she, because it could have been any of them. But yeah. No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear anything. You heard that when during court? I didn't even hear. Really? I did not hear that. I know there is, like, a lot of different accounts coming out about him, but like I said, I don't know if they're 100 I mean, we don't know if there's a lot of, factual basis to, like, back some of this stuff up on. I was actually gonna play that one, NewsNation video where that colleague made some claims. I don't know. I mean, you gotta take it with a grain of salt because you don't know if these people are coming out afterwards. Now, not that they're necessarily lying, but that now they're looking at it different, that, like, it could be something innocent, but now because they know what he's been charged for, that now they're looking at it like, "Oh, that was weird." And maybe in reality, wasn't what they're thinking, and they would never have thought that until this. Does that make sense? Or it could be weird. It could be because you would think if this is him, if he's the one that did it, you would think there would be some signs leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? Before he actually killed people, like there would be like weird behavior where people would notice something, but not all the time. Sometimes people go unnoticed and it's like such a surprise. And then sometimes there's like signs where you miss it. And then you afterwards you're like, oh, yeah, that was weird. But in the moment, it didn't seem weird. You know what I'm saying? Okay. No, it doesn't make sense, love. But that means, think about this though. That means anybody, whoever did it, we know it happened. So why wasn't there blood? Like, why wasn't there a trail of blood? So whoever did it somehow was able to leave the house without like dripping blood everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we know it happened. So somebody was just able to pull it off and not leave all kinds of blood. And why not him as much as anybody else? Especially because he was actually studying like that. And you know what I'm saying? He was actually researching different things about committing a crime and stuff. So that would kind of make sense that he might be more prepared and being able to, make sure that he has some of these variables under control. But, in the moment, you can't control everything. And in the moment, you make mistakes. And maybe his mistake was leaving that sheath behind. He dropped it. It was dark. He couldn't find it. Maybe that's why he went back the next morning. He was going to try to go in and get it. Chickened out. Didn't. Who knows? Wait, multiple weapons used. He can't be two places at once. If M and K were first, E and X would have heard. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe it was a loud house and it wasn't that weird to hear like, like loudness, because obviously it happened. And no, I believe that if you're saying you're thinking there could be more than one person, I believe he could have had help. I believe that I'm more open to him maybe having somebody with him than not him. Like, I am open to not being him, but I'm more open to maybe him having help more than him not being involved, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, there could have been somebody else, but it also could have been just that's the way the house was. You hear loud people scream and they are loud and they just don't think anything of it. I mean, who knows? Or maybe that's why Eason and Xana got killed, because they did hear something and they did come out. You know what I'm saying? And then they were just collateral damage. They came out and confronted them because they did hear it. Ever think of that? Yeah, Ash Cash. There was a compliment. Wait. I've always said there was a. Oh, are you talking about what's the word just mistyped? I can't even think of the word you were trying to type, but I know what you mean. Hi, Unsolved Cases. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna play. Let's watch that News Nation real quick. Let's watch it. Yeah. There's a colleague. Hold on, I'll play it real quick. This was like, it came out a day ago, but they said it was from a Dateline or something. They said it was from something, but here, let's watch it real quick. Okay.
And now to the Idaho murders case. Suspected killer Bryan Kohberger is set to be arraigned on Monday morning at 9 a.m. This comes after a grand jury indicted him on 4 counts of first-degree murder on Tuesday. And now we are learning more about the suspects from Kohberger's own family, along with another bombshell allegation claiming the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, was involved in another crime that happened before this murder. Now, this incident involved his female coworker at Washington State University. According to a Dateline report, someone allegedly broke into the woman's apartment and moved things around. Instead of calling police, the coworker called Kohberger, who suggested and helped her install security cameras. But the report says Kohberger was behind that break-in and used those cameras to spy on her. Let's bring in now NewsNation national security contributor, former CIA officer and FBI special agent Tracy Walder. Tracy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always great to see you. So first, let's start with this new allegation, which claims Kohberger broke into his female colleague's home and how he used this incident to spy on her. What does this claim tell you about Kohberger himself?
So look, we have to take all of these as just claims, right? We don't necessarily have multiple sources, reporting that this is true. If this is true, and if this is indeed, it really does point to his sort of pattern of stalking. I always believed, it's just
Hold
my
on, it's
personal
cut.
opinion,
Hold on, you guys.
that
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna share it on this computer. My computer is still, it's still chopping up thing. Hold on. God, I don't understand why it does that. It drives me nuts. Hold on. Let me just share it with my other computer. It really bothers me. I just can't. I can't do it. Let me just share it to my email so I could just pull it up real quick. Okay, let me do it over here. I don't know why it's doing that. That sucks though. That's making me mad because that's where I like to share. I don't know why it's been doing it the last couple days. Maybe I'll restart it and see what's going on. Okay. Let's do it over here, I guess. I'll fast forward it to where we kind of left off. About right here. Okay.
Former CIA officer and FBI special agent Tracy Walder. Tracy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always great to see you. So first, let's start with this new allegation, which claims Kohberger broke into his female colleague's home and how he used this incident to spy on her. What does this claim tell you about Kohberger himself?
So, look, we have to take all of these as just claims, right? We don't necessarily have multiple sources, reporting that this is true. If this is true, and if this indeed happened, it really does point to his sort of pattern of stalking. I have always believed, it's just my personal opinion, that the victims in the Idaho Kings Road house were not randomly selected. I do believe that in some way he stalked them, whether that was digitally or physically, we don't know. And so what this could point to is a pattern of stalking, in that he was surveilling this person remotely, or in some kind of digital way. So that's what this would help point to.
And another huge claim from that Dateline report involves Kohberger's older sister. During the time of the killing, she noticed that her brother was wearing latex gloves around their parents' home and that he drove the white car police were searching for nationwide. That sister also suggested her brother was behind the killing. So now we reported that an ID and other evidence was taken from Kohberger's parents' home. What's the likelihood that his own family helped investigators discover that evidence if these claims are true?
If these claims are true, I wouldn't be surprised that someone in his family suspected that he was involved in this. If he was walking around wearing latex gloves consistently, dumping his trash in neighbors' trash, and even going through his own trash and making sure that there was nothing suspect in it. He drives a white Hyundai. He lived close to the scene of the crime. His sister perhaps making a claim like this, and someone like his father sort of in a way brushing that off. I would imagine it's very hard to be a parent and have a child being accused of something so heinous.
Certainly, I can't imagine. So instead of holding a preliminary hearing, as you know, a grand jury indicted Kohberger for the murders, but a grand jury proceedings, those are secret, and the defense does not get to question witnesses or hear the case presented. So why do you think prosecutors opted for the grand jury in this case?
I think that they probably opted for the grand jury and that they most likely had a preponderance of evidence. Quite frankly, I remember as an FBI agent going and testifying, in front of grand juries, and basically, my boss telling me, if you don't get an indictment, don't bother to come back. Typically, when you go through to a grand jury indictment, you want to make sure that you have more than enough evidence to present that is going to return an indictment. And I think that in a way, they wanted to be able to just provide the defense with a transcript of this, which the defense will get, and not have to lay all of their cards out on the table.
Thank you for watching.
Right.
Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television.
I get nervous because I don't want any music. Okay, so I guess they don't have to. Wow. Well, then that's not fair. When do they have to give the defense what they have? Because it almost doesn't seem fair. How is the defense supposed to prepare? Like, wonder how much. I mean, eventually they have to give it to him, but how long do they get? Like, shouldn't they be preparing? I'm trying to think, like, how much, if they are they allowed to keep? I didn't think they were allowed to keep anything. Now I'm thinking, like, in general, when they go to trial, is there some things that are surprise? I thought it all had to be out there. That doesn't seem fair, really, if you think about it. Um, hey, Dolores. Yeah, go. Thanks on Soft Cases for subscribing to Juliet. If you guys want to subscribe, I put the link up. She's starting her channel. Go show us some love. Is there any mods in here? I don't think there is, or I'd have them to share. Well, I shared it if you guys see it up there, but wow, I don't think I have any mods right now. It's okay. This is a spontaneous live. Um, let me look that up. Let's look that up. How much they have to share. Let's just learn together here. I don't know why I thought they would have to uh provide everything. Okay, let's see. Um, I'll just Google it and see what it says. Okay, let's see. Um, it says, okay, rule number 16, discovery and inspection. But why is that bringing up Ohio rule? I want Idaho. Well, I guess it's probably says as the Supreme Court has explained, disclosure is constitutionally required when evidence in the possession of the prosecutor. Wait, hold on, let's share. I didn't specifically look it up. Hold on, let me remove this for this Idaho, but let's just look it up generally, like what the rules are. I guess I could just do that, but it brought up something that I think could be kind of interesting. So let's go over it. Hold on, let me share my screen. All right, let's see. United States. Okay, let me make this bigger. Disclose exculpatory and impeachment information to criminal defendants and to seek a just result in every case. The policy is intended to ensure timely disclosure of an appropriate scope of exculpatory and impeachment information so as to ensure that the trials are fair. The policy, however, recognizes that other interests such as witness security and national security are also critically important, and that if disclosure prior to trial might jeopardize these interests, disclosure may be delayed or restricted. This policy is not a substitute for research into legal issues that may arise in an individual case. It does not alter or supersede a policy that requires prosecutors to disclose substantial evidence that directly negates the guilt of a subject of the investigation. Okay, well, what about the other way around, though? Hold on. To ensure fair trial, disclose material exculpatory. Yeah, because the Brady violation, we've all heard about that. We've all seen instances where that got used or whatever. Okay, so let's see. So material and admissibility, exculpatory and impeachment evidence is material to a finding of guilt, and thus the Constitution requires disclosure. Okay, hold on. Let me just see. I don't know. Hmm. Well, so negate the guilt. So yeah, I guess they don't have to. They're entitled to know about the prosecution's case before trial, including police reports, witness statements, and test results. Evidence generally falls into 3 categories: inculpatory, exculpatory, and impeachment. Let's learn a little bit, guys. Is this boring to you guys or no? But if I don't understand stuff, that's what I do. I like to look it up so then I know for next time. Okay, so or for this time. Let's see. Inculpatory evidence is generally any evidence that proves the defendant is guilty of the offense charged or deserving of punishment. Inculpatory evidence is necessary to obtain a conviction against a defendant, which triggers certain mandatory minimum penalties at the U.S. federal level. Though the First Step Act on nonviolent offenders can take advantage of the safety valve provision. So remember, we just read exculpatory is mandatory to provide. So like if it's going to go against the person's guilt, like to show that the person isn't guilty. But if it doesn't look like at least the inculpatory wasn't included of a mandatory, like for them to provide it to at least what we read, that document that we just read, to provide it to the defense. So that's interesting. I always thought that they had to. Exculpatory evidence is anything that proves the defendant is innocent, or at least suggests that the prosecution is unable to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Exculpatory evidence is called Brady material for the case Brady versus Maryland. Impeachment evidence refers to any statement that is inconsistent with trial testimony against the defendant. For example, a witness testifying against the defendant could change their story at trial and contradict their previous statements made under oath. This may not prove innocence, but it does weaken the government's case against the defendant. Due process requires the disclosure of impeachment evidence as well. Huh. Okay, here we go. When does evidence have to be disclosed? Federal courts have held that the law requires the disclosure of all exculpatory evidence, regardless of whether the defendant requests it. The U.S. attorney will disclose exculpatory evidence almost immediately during the discovery process. Sorry, Zeke's barking. However, federal law does not require evidence such as prior inconsistent statement to be tendered until the trial. Okay, the general rule is that prosecution must disclose exculpatory and impeachment evidence within a reasonable time to allow defendant to use it in trial. There are instances where federal prosecutors will delay disclosing exculpatory evidence because of national security concerns, such as where the information is classified. Okay, let's see. And then the impeachment evidence may be delayed because of decisions by the prosecutions on which witness will testify against the defendant. The defendant is entitled to impeachment evidence, statements that are inconsistent with trial testimony. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I did not know that. I don't know why I was thinking that they would have to give them everything for them to prepare. Hey Jamie. Alsane, what's up? Oh, thanks, Kimberly. Bye. I'm probably gonna end it soon too. I just wanted to watch that with you guys. Gotta go finish getting ready for the big trip tomorrow. Just wanted to say hi and chat with you guys about this. Oh, sure. So, all right, guys, what's up? I don't even know. I don't think she knows yet. I think a mix of different things, Ava. I think she doesn't wanna be, like, tied down to one genre, so I think she's just gonna do whatever. I don't know. I don't think she's sure exactly what she's gonna stick to. Um oh, no, it is TA? Actually, so we were talking about it in the last live, and then somebody's like, "Maybe you shouldn't tell people where you're gonna be." So maybe I'll tell you afterwards where we're going camping. I know the chances are slim that somebody's gonna, like, come and, like, come to where we're at, but maybe I shouldn't. Because I mean, you've heard what was that one that just happened last or not even a year ago where the podcaster got murdered? So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wait, and then I'll tell you guys after where we went. So oh, yay, Kim. I'm glad you're loving it. Aw. Yeah, I know, I was saying that's why I'm a little bit scared. After, it's like, "Yeah, that's probably not the smartest thing. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off." Well, you'll hear all about it after, but we're going camping, and then we're gonna get, Airbnb after, so we won't be camping the whole time. I got my car packed up yesterday. It's, like, packed full. I was so nervous that I was gonna be able to fit everything, but I looked at it like a puzzle, like, I'm sitting back listening to my music, my mom comes out, and she's, like, trying to be like, "Oh, yeah, let's do this," and I go, "Mom, no, I like to just sit back, look at everything. It's like a puzzle to me. I gotta figure it out." Um, and so, like, I just sat back and figured it out, tried some things, and it fits, like, better than I could have thought, so I got it. But I think if I just threw it in there and wasn't, like, smart about it, it probably would have been hard to fit, so yeah. Yeah, I was saying that's a good idea. I could be like, "Yeah, we're going to this park," and then yeah, rewind it, Jamie, that we watched that. Yes, that's what this video really mainly was to watch it together. We watched it at the beginning of it. So, yes. I never went glamping, but I almost like now, like, because 'cause I'm getting older, I almost was like, "Man, maybe we should." Screw no, I love camping though, but it's been like 7 years since I went camping. So, I had to get like all new stuff, new tent, new everything. Got lanterns and um pans, like camping pans to cook. What else? I had to get a air mattress because my back. I mean, I've done many camping without air mattresses and I've done, camping with them. And, like, I got a bad back, and I'm like, I'm too old to be sleeping on the ground." Um, yeah, Randy, I have not talked to him forever. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, so we got a queen mattress and got, like, a double sleeping she got a double sleeping bag, which I didn't even know they existed until this trip. Um Yeah, I bet, I'll say. I hope not too much, but no, I hope, yeah, but it'll probably be stupid things that I'm gonna be doing or something, who knows? Um, alright, guys, I think I am gonna end it, though, I wanna get some last minute things done, but thanks for coming and chatting. I that's awesome, TA, that your name's Tiff, too, and that's awesome, Kim, that you're new and you're loving it, I'm so glad. Um Oh, I've done that, TA. When I was living in Colorado, I used to do that. We would just sleep on a rock. I mean, not on a rock, like, I mean, I've slept, like I always say that because there's instances where we just get, like, a blanket and, like, lean up against a rock. So I've done it without a tent. Yes, but I'm too old to do that crap anymore. No. Nope. Oh, we got bear spray, what else? I don't know. I'm prepared. I'm like overly prepared. I feel like I've thought of everything. Payne, shut up. What's the point? You probably have it on mute anyway, right? No, I'm just joking. Hey. Yeah, but actually my plan wasn't to stay long. I just wanted to pop on, watch the arraignment, sit chat with you guys, and then call it a day. Um, Bug spray, yes, she's supposed to get the bug spray. Who else said Tiffany? Wait. Oh, Tiffy boo. My grandma calls me Tiffy. Got some Tiffany's in the house. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, it's an I. Okay, mine's with a Y. Wow. Is your Tiffy boo? Is yours with the Y, Tiffany? We'll be back Monday, but we're not camping that whole time. So, yes. Yep, I got some sticks we're gonna carve. Some good camping sticks all packed up, or hiking sticks, because I had these good ones in the garage. We might be able to find better ones out there, but they're pretty good. So I'm like, I'm gonna bring these, carve them up. She's bringing the knives. That's what I was saying. Like I have my first stitches ever was from carving a stick. I actually have pictures of it. I sent to her because I found them. I saved it, but I cut myself. I got 6 stitches right here. First stitches ever. So like when I did it, I was actually not excited, but I was like, oh my god, these are my first stitches I've ever had. Knock on wood. But so like I'm nervous because she's got like these sharp knives we're gonna use. So I'm nervous. I hope because I could be clumsy. All right. Yes, we're gonna do s'more. I don't know about s'more. I want to do marshmallows. I don't know if I'm gonna do like the whole s'mores because they're so messy. Like with the chocolate and graham crackers. I don't know. For sure marshmallows though. Yeah. It's first stitch. First and only, knock on wood again. God, I shouldn't be saying that right now. Um okay. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go. Oh, no, I'm not taking Zeke. No. Because we shared like I have my grandma, my mom, and my grandma would never like let me. I mean, not that she owns them, but like, no, I'm just not because he'll stay here with my grandma, my mom. I'll miss him, but what's a hobo? TA or Tiff? Yeah, right. I was saying she'd get lost in the woods. She'd be like, where am I? I don't even know. That'd be the worst trip ever. Oh my god. It could be funny though. But like she'd be oh wow, I can't even imagine trying to get her to understand to sleep in the tent. She'd be so confused, like, huh? Man, now you're making me think that could be a really funny trip. No, because 'cause she'd be miserable. Because 'cause she'd be like, "Ah, where am I?" I don't know, maybe she'd like it, who knows? Um, oh wait, it's good, you should try it. It's bacon or any meat with potatoes wrapped up in aluminum foil over. So you're saying you wrap the potatoes and the meat together and then put it in the foil? Or put it in the fire? Yeah, I'll try. I always forget to take I know I did take a lot of pictures on our last trip, but like that the trip before that, I think I had one picture because I didn't remember until like the day or our last day, and I was like, "Oh, let's take a picture." But that's the story of my life. Like I wish I had more pictures. I'm always like in the moment so much that I never stop to take pictures. Always been like that. I regret it because I don't have very many memory, or I have memories in my head. I don't have very many pictures. And the pictures I did have, I lost in storage in Colorado, so that's a whole other story. But um, Yeah, so that's one of my things that I need to get better at. And even like having a phone, you would think it's right in your hand all the time. I still am not very good at it. But yeah. I'll see. Oh, no, we're gonna have to be worried about the bears robbing us of our skin. Oh my god. I'm not scared of no mouse. Mm, I don't want no bear coming to Oh, Lord. Alright, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, Jamie. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm having fun chatting with you guys, but I gotta run a couple last minute errands, so I keep yawning. What is wrong with me? But thanks for chatting, and we'll chat with you when I get back. Perfect setup to a horror movie. I know, TA, right? Oh wow. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye, everybody. Bye, Peyton. Sensitive Sally over there. No, I am too, though. I'm the same way. I'm like sensitive. They didn't say hi to me, or I'm the same way. So I'll just know when I joke with you, it's because I'm the same way. So I understand. I do. But if for some reason I don't say hi to anybody, it's usually, well, I could say 0 times it's on purpose. It's never on purpose. It's just like that I just overlook it sometimes. Or a lot of the times I'll see the person and I think I say hi to them, but I don't. But like in my head, I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I see them and I'm like, in my head, I'm like kind of saying hi because I'm seeing them. But then in reality, I never actually say it. So sometimes it's that. Um, all right, bye. You still have your skin when you. I hope. Let's hope, Austin. All right, bye, guys. No, I'm not. When is it? Probably not. I don't know. Yeah, it's mental high. So just know if you don't hear it, I'm mentally saying hi to you. So everybody, I'm saying hi to everybody pretty much. All right, bye, guys. I am going to push end right now. Bye.